What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 54 of the Stand Up Guys podcast. I'm your host, the incomparable Zach Jones, and I'm joined, as always, by the John Boy Walton to my Ben Walton, Lester Jones.
What's the one with the mole? I got some moles.
That is John Boy.
I am the John Boy. We just lost some listeners.
I don't even know how many people know what the Waltons was. I only know because Dad forced us to watch it so much when we were kids.
Like 70.
And of course, we got the Ninth Wonder, Chocolate Thunder, living in sin and pushing that shit in. The pussy juice sipping, just the tipping, passing out dick like bullets from John Wick. The phenomenal A.J. Singh.
Hello, everyone. I just watched all 3 John Wicks recently with my mom, and they were great.
And if you missed last week's show, I recently whooped somebody's ass in a John Wick trivia contest. So go back and listen to that. All right. What'd you guys do this week? Anything fun?
A lot of driving, just DoorDash.
I fasted for 4 days, and then I broke my fast, and I've shit all night and all today.
That sounds like
and hopefully I finish this podcast without shitting my pants.
Can you make it through the podcast? There's a ticking clock element now.
There it is. Plus I had a shot, so who knows what's going to
It'll
happen.
go right through you, yeah.
What have you guys been watching this week?
Just more like Dead Meat, where he talks about Candyman and movies like that, breaks them down, you know.
Oh, that's what that YouTube show is called, Dead Meat.
Yeah. And just talked about how the first Final Destination movies, the first 2 were good and the rest were all trash. And the first Candyman was okay and the rest were all trash. So sequels just really don't hold up most of the time.
Yeah, I imagine in horror movies it's even a worse hit rate than other genres too.
Yeah.
I think if it's planned, it's fine. But if you're like, oh, that was a good movie, and then you're like, let's make another one.
Yeah.
They just hire different writers and different directors, and like, I wonder why that was a huge piece of shit. Oh well, I guess I'll take all my money to the bank.
Yeah, they've done that with a few horror movies where they're like, oh, it's a hit, let's keep making it, even though it's completely sealed off in the first movie.
Yeah.
What I find bizarre is how with movies where they know they're gonna make more than one, that they don't plan them out better.
I'm not in frame very good. You guys want to scoot over just a touch?
Well, because I kind of feel that way about the most recent Star Wars trilogy they did, where I actually really liked the first one, The Force Awakens, but then they knew for sure from the get-go that they were going to make 3 movies. So why not write them, or at least a really good outline of all 3 so that they gel together instead of writing one, then getting a different guy write another one. You know, that's why those movies didn't gel together.
Well, didn't you even say afterwards, he's like, in retrospect, we probably should have had a plan.
That's probably true.
How does Rick and Morty have a better strategy than these movies?
Yeah, I just don't get it. If you know for sure you're going to make a trilogy, why dive in without having an end plan? I don't get that part. I could see, making slight changes the audience really liked this character more than we thought. We'll give them a few extra scenes that we didn't originally write. But I just feel like a trilogy of movies would be so much stronger if they just either write them all at the same time or write one and give a detailed outline of the other so you know where you're going. I don't know. It's so weird not to do it that way to me.
So speaking of continuing, I happened upon, I think it was on Twitter, I saw that South Park creators, they signed for...
I saw that.
Yeah, $900 million deal.
God.
$900 million, yeah, so almost $1 billion. And they're going to go to I think 2027, so another 6 years. But also mixed in that was 14 movies. So I guess that's a movie every couple months, or every 6 months.
Dang.
Something like that.
So that's pretty impressive. But I mean, if someone waves, $1 billion under your nose, that's pretty.
I mean, I knew South Park was a popular show, obviously, but I didn't know that they valued it enough that they'd pay those guys that kind of money to keep doing it. But
yeah, I thought it was on its last legs, to be honest. Just it's been going so long, and
yeah, it makes me wonder how well like modern day Simpsons does, because like you hear anyone talk about Simpsons, like they're like, oh, it was so great in the '90s, but I kind of fell off. But apparently, I mean, there's still got to be a lot of people watching it for it to keep going.
There's still enough watchers, to keep going. But yeah, it's definitely not as good.
The 14 movies, I'm probably not going to watch them. I watched the one bigger, better, and uncut or whatever, and I was like, that was a waste of money.
I'll wait and see. Well, I think the thing is, it's tricky. Like, if you're used to doing a 20-minute show or whatever, and that format is a lot different than the length of a movie. But if they've got 14 to make, I think he might really fall in a rhythm and start catching it. So I'm interested to see what happens.
I imagine they'll just be like those specials they've done, like pandemic special and things like that. Won't they just do those, but maybe a little longer?
He's got 14 he can do. He might swing for it. I don't know, man. I think it'll be interesting.
For those guys, I mean, obviously, if you get offered $900 million to do anything, it's hard to turn down. But you would think, like, I'm sure those guys love what they created, but, like, you got to think, too, that they would probably love the chance to do something that's not South Park.
I mean, it's a medium. You can broach anything you want, really.
Yeah, they did a
and
Book of Mormon.
I mean, they
That's
have
true.
taken chances and made changes at times. Like when they went, they changed the grades and introduced a bunch of new characters. I think that was probably a smart move. So I think they've got some stuff left.
But when are we going to get basketball, too?
Yeah, that's always the question. I'm done sucking chrome off these bumpers.
Did you watch anything this week?
I've really watched very little. I watched a couple episodes of some like random tattoo show, but I've been pretty good this week. I haven't really watched too much.
I did forget to mention, I did watch the first season of Ted Lasso.
3.
Oh, of course I watched that. Multiple times.
What's Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso, it's a Apple show. It's got a...
Jason Sudeikis.
Sudeikis, yeah, that's right. He's in it. He's the main character. He plays the coach who's like...
He does all like those like random movies. Like I've seen him, right?
Yeah, he's in We're the Millers.
And he was on SNL for a long time.
Was he the Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
No.
That's Jason Segel. Sudeikis, he's married to Olivia Wilde.
He was.
He was.
Oh, is he kind of the... He's usually kind of like a straight man.
Yeah.
I think I know.
Yeah, he
Your celebrity knowledge is down. Like you gotta.
I don't know, man. The thing is, like, I'm never good with specific knowledge. I'm a very like broad, like conceptual kind of person.
But did you like Ted Lasso? I hear everybody raving about it.
Yeah, he's a really likable character. He's from like Kansas or Kentucky, somewhere around there, and he's just like, you could do whatever, and he'll just like be super cool about it. And he's thrown into an environment where it's so toxic, and like, the press was hard after him. British football, like in Europe, they take that stuff really seriously. And
okay, so wait, that's his name, and or the other guy's that character. I'm confused now.
His character's name is Ted Lasso.
Okay, I'm back on track.
And so he gets hired over there because the current owner of the team was married to the former owner. She's the ex-wife, and she got the team in the divorce. And she hates her husband, so she's like, I want to tank this team and ruin his life. But then she likes Ted Lasso so much, and everybody likes Ted Lasso. So it's like, it's interesting to see where it goes from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did watch a lot this week. I've been watching The Flash. The Flash.
Oh no,
The
you're
old one?
watching The Flash?
Season 7 dropped on Netflix.
I've heard the the effects are just so bad.
I watched, I think, season 2 because I kind of liked season 1.
First 3 seasons were good.
I mean, I think like I mentioned on a show a few weeks ago, like those few first seasons were definitely stronger, but I think it's still a fun show. Like I have a good time. It's easy breezy. You get 42 minutes of superheroics. The good conquers evil. They send you on your way with a smile on your face. How much more can you ask for, really?
Cisco Ramon.
Boobs.
It is like you said. They did just kind of write him and the Wells character out. You know what was funny and totally unnecessary at the beginning of this season is, you remember how we talked about like in a really early episode, maybe like episode 2, we talked about how they fired the guy that plays Ralph Dibny, the elongated man, because he had those
Elongated.
weird tweets. Well, like because they got rid of him, like early on, they're like, oh, Ralph, like off screen did this thing to help us, but like it like irradiated his face or something. So he basically got this guy with just like a CG like blob face, because he's all like he's elongated man, he's rubbery or whatever, and so that's the way they covered it up, and then they like put him in this helmet with like a voice modulator, because they're like supposedly this helmet like will help reconstitute his face or whatever. The thing is like he was like totally unnecessary. So they could have literally been like, oh, let's get Ralph to help us. You know what? I called him up and he said his like dick got ran over by an 18-wheeler or something. Like they didn't need to actually like go through all this trouble. They could have just said an offhand remark like that and like covered his exit.
Yeah, I wasn't too invested in that character at all. I kind of felt like he was shoehorned in, to be honest. I was like, they're adding too many new people to this. I mean, I don't mind adding new people and stuff, but
that's kind of like when the story runs dry, you add more people and you can kind of build out extra story.
Remember when Married with Children added 7? That little kid. Yeah.
Was that the third kid, or was he like adopted, or he's like...
He was like an adopted kid?
Just some random kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been so long since I watched that. I don't remember.
Vaguely remember 7.
Didn't famously like the Brady Bunch introduce a little kid too?
Probably, yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, shows do that when they run too long. They do have to add more characters.
Well, I mean, I think The Simpsons did that brilliantly, where they had like an entire community, and I think The Simpsons was more organic. But like South Park, like we were talking about, they let like, oh, we're a little dry, and they just like they move a grade, they add like 10 extra characters, and then like, okay, let's keep going.
It's a little easier to do with an animated show, though, to like from the start have like a really large cast of characters if you want to, But like with a live action show where you're paying actors a lot of money or whatever, it doesn't necessarily behoove you to like just start out with a huge cast of characters.
Well, what if you just added like 10 random characters and like anyone who wants more money, you just cut out.
See who sticks. Game of Thrones style.
See what works, and then just be like, if you don't work, well, have fun being an extra. I don't know.
The other thing is not watching, but I've been playing a PS4 game, and this is an old game. I actually think it was like one of the first games that came out for PS4. A game called The Witness, which is like a puzzle game where you're dropped on this island and you're just trying to solve all these puzzles.
Okay.
But
Myst.
God, it reminds you of Myst because you're on an island and there's puzzles. I would say like the puzzles aren't as visually interesting as the puzzles in Myst.
Myst 0.5.
But it's a really fucking hard game. Like, I've done a lot of the puzzles, but like now there's like, there's a lot of different puzzles that are open, but I just like go and I'm just like, oh, I'm stumped on this one. I'm stumped on this one. I'm like running out. And it's one of those things where like, yeah, I could look up the answer online, but then that's like really unsatisfying. So like, I don't know if I'll ever actually beat this game. Like maybe if I played it with you, you could figure some of these out, but yeah.
Maybe we should play together. I've been like looking for a game to fill my time a little bit, just because like the fasting, I've been trying to like have something to distract me, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Which
Thinking
I think
about
I'm
food 24/7.
Right. Like I said, I did 4 days. I think I'm going to start again a little bit. So maybe we need to break out the PS4 on the regular TV and just like puzzle some shit out.
I actually, to solve a few puzzles, like I had to actually take pictures of like stuff on my TV screen with my phone. like it gets intense.
Right. My memory is very poor, but
well, one of them I don't think you could do without doing that, unless you had like a photographic memory.
There are games like that where I take notes, where I like.
Yeah, this is a game where
that's like a kind of. It seems like a terrible game where you have to just like write down shit and be like, I need to remember.
Well, the thing that's hard about these is like they're all like these grid puzzles where like you basically have a place where you start, place where you exit, and you draw the line in between them. But you have to like each puzzle you have to do like certain things. And when you start off, they're fairly easy, and you understand, what the thing is. But when it introduces like new puzzle types, it doesn't just like organically teach you like how you're supposed to do them. Like you got to figure that out too. Like what's the gimmick? What's the puzzle? Like what's the goal of the puzzle?
That does seem a little confusing.
And what's fucked up is I got to this one section, and like just like trial and error, I was able to beat like.
Yeah, that's not going to teach you very much.
I beat a bunch of them, but then
now
like
you're really lost.
But then going back and looking at them, I'm like, I don't understand like what the gimmick.
Why I won?
Yeah, I don't understand like this. I got this string of like 5 or 6 puzzles that I beat, but I'm like, I don't see the commonality between them. Like I can't figure out why what I did worked. So yeah, we'll maybe have to sit down and play that one.
I might give that a shot because I'm going to try fasting a little bit more, and it'd be nice to have something to distract me because it's not easy.
I will say that like when I get really into a game, I will notice that I'm like not eating. That I'm just like
Right, that's the flow state, man. You get in the flow, and then you're just like nothing matters. It's just like you're lost.
Although I don't know why this is, but when I play a game, it seems like I have to piss like all the time. Like I don't know why.
Well, like after my fasting and breaking it, I've been shitting like every 25 minutes. Oh my god. All day today. Diarrhea.
So you decided to drink vodka.
So I threw some vodka on the fire. I'm like, let's see what happens. It's like self-experimentation.
It's like going so wrong that you end up right.
Right. It's like, let's see if 2 wrongs make it right, because nothing's gonna fix this, so let's double down.
Man, knock on wood, but I haven't had diarrhea in a long time. I generally like lately I've been like shitting bricks, which is what I prefer.
Right.
They're I feel like they're cleaner, that you don't get a sticky mess.
You wipe once and you're like, oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Only time I get a normal movement is like if I eat a bunch of food.
Oh, you say normal, so what's unnormal?
It's like gaseous and it like comes out like broken up.
Okay, just a mess.
Yeah, a mess, yeah.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
We got our poop talk in. That's
poop
good.
talk.
To me,
that's like our
bread and
our
butter.
default, yeah.
To me, the sign you took a healthy shit is when you flush the toilet and it sounds like you flush rocks down the toilet.
I've
Never had that.
I've never had a sound where I flush the toilet, like other than the flushing.
Honestly, I don't notice it much with this toilet, but the toilet back home, like if I took a really solid shit and flushed it, it would like sound like you could hear it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a nasty shit, man.
Doing some damage.
No, it's just a hard shit, like
If you're shitting like fucking boulders, that's not right.
That's too hard.
That's like see a doctor.
No, I prefer the hard shits. Like I said, they're cleaner. They're not so messy, man.
But don't they hurt?
The one wipers.
I mean, you get one every once in a while that kind of stretches the old sidewall, but
Right. A little bleeding, nothing serious.
You're making diamonds in there.
well, we made it almost to 20 minutes with our shenanigans.
Wow.
So I guess it's time to finally get this show on the road. For anyone who hasn't listened, we basically just go around, bring a topic of conversation up, and a lot of times we try to find stories, kind of off-kilter stories off the beaten path, but we'll talk about just about anything. And as tradition dictates, we usually start with AJ. So AJ, what's your first story of the week?
Well, actually, I'm going to go with a quiz.
Ooh.
Let's do an 80s cartoon quiz.
Oh, Zach's probably got the advantage on this one.
No,
You're older.
I'm older, but like he knows some fucking esoteric cartoon shit.
Okay. Let's do this.
Now, is this multiple choice? Is it for whose answers first? What kind of?
It's multiple choice, and you guys just stick with whatever answer.
Probably
you feel.
whoever goes first gets the first choice. I think that's a little bit better.
Should we? So like the other person cannot copy their
Right,
answer.
they have to pick something.
Should we alternate then? Like you get the first choice on first.
Whoever's fastest.
Oh, whoever's first. Okay.
All right. Not the most famous show, but perhaps the most bizarre, this short-lived series stars a teen who, when exposed to heat, turns into his red sports car. What is it called? Inhumanoids, Turbo Teen, Carboy, or Knight Rider?
Turbo Teen.
Ah, damn, I was going to say Turbo Teen. We'll go with the third one.
Okay, Carboy. The answer is Turbo Teen.
I that was a guess.
I vaguely remember that. That's the one where like the kids like they turn into like cars.
I never saw that show.
It doesn't even ring a bell to me.
Turbo Teen sounds like the more like
Yeah.
the best answer though.
For all its swords and magic, this series stars a spacefaring race of cat people from an advanced society. Is it called Galtar, Thundercats, Voltron, or the Mighty Lions?
Thundercats.
Let's hear him again because Thundercats is something very well known.
The options?
Yeah,
Galtar, Thundercats, Voltron, or the Mighty Lions?
Mighty Lions.
The answer is Thundercats.
Yeah.
In this series stars the meek Prince Adam, who defends the world of Eternia in the form
Oh,
of...
He-Man and Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
Well,
Damn it.
Do you want
Just
some other options?
move ahead.
Okay.
hey, you're not giving marking the old pointeroos though.
All three have gone to Zach so far.
God damn it. Drinking is awesome, but it also sucks.
This series, an adaptation of a popular movie, faced disputes over its title. The Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters with a space between Ghost and Busters, the New Ghostbusters, or the Real Ghostbusters?
Real Ghostbusters.
Wait, say the question again.
This series, an adaptation of a popular movie, faced disputes over its title.
Oh. Okay, keep going.
The options are the Ghostbusters, that's one word, Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters, 2 words, the New Ghostbusters, or the Real Ghostbusters.
So I know the real Ghostbusters is obviously the famous one that was,
Spin-off, but
I know there's like a Filmation one that's called Ghostbusters, but it's not based on a movie.
right, but it has the same name. So the first two only had certain names.
I guess I'll say the Ghostbusters with the space in the middle.
Okay. Les, are you going with?
I'll stay where I was.
Okay. It was the Real Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay, nice. Boom, I got one. 1 to 3. Coming for you, motherfucker.
This series stars a magical race of short blue people who lived in the woods. Asterix, the Borrowers, the Snorks, or the Smurfs?
Smurfs.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Like I almost said Smurfs before you gave the answer, but then I was like, that'd be too easy if it was the Smurfs, right?
I was thinking of something. What little gummy bears? Yeah.
Oh yeah, the gummy bears.
I don't know why that was in my brain.
God
Damn it.
Care Bears, right?
Well,
Care Bears and gummy bears both.
they're both
exist.
shows.
Oh, okay. Here's a bit of a gimme. Teens with attitude know no species in this cartoon starring anthropomorphic turtles. Are they the Samurai Pizza Cats?
Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, my brain isn't working.
Well, Zach got that one.
How many turtle cartoons are there?
I know, right?
God damn it.
This adventure stars a band of kids who are stranded in a fantasy land by a magic carnival ride. Is it She-Ra, Dungeons and Dragons, Thunder the Barbarian, or Galtar and the Golden Lance?
Galtor.
Dungeons and Dragons.
This is Dungeons and Dragons.
God damn it.
Yeah, I didn't know that one
I
for
didn't know that
sure.
one. I never heard of that one.
This cartoon stars a bumbling inspector who's also a cyborg.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah. Got it. This cartoon starred 5 teen pilots whose lion-shaped robots could form together into a larger robot.
Voltron.
Voltron. Yes.
I never saw Voltron. I did know that one.
This Disney cartoon stars Donald Duck, his nephews, his ludicrously wealthy
DuckTales.
uncle. DuckTales. Yeah, that's correct. All right. That is 8-2, Zach.
Oh, yeah.
That'll do it for me.
Drinking loses another one.
When he did like the teen car guy, I was like, oh, these are going to be obscure. But then most of the other ones were like more mainstream.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like I've been fasting, and so I took a couple shots and I wasn't feeling anything. I was like, well, shit, I should be feeling something. And I was like, well, I'm going to take another double just to get there. And now I'm in a pretty hot space right now. Oh my gosh.
Well, can you see clearly enough to read your first story?
Okay, I don't remember all the details. A U.S. sailor accused of torching a warship that burned for 4 days is a failed SEAL candidate who hated the Navy. So, like, I was in the Army, and I did not like the Army. However, I wasn't really in the space where I'd be like, maybe I can burn a warship.
Yeah. How much is that? Like hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe?
I would say 20 to hundreds.
Jeez.
How do you even, like, if it's a warship, like, I wouldn't think it would burn that easily. How did,
Right, you kind of figure, like, the most important thing is metal, right?
like, how did he actually burn it? What did he use?
Keep speaking.
Burning
Something about napalm. So, like,
Oh, okay.
I guess if you had enough of, like, an incendiary, you could burn it and it would... Yeah. The things that were combustible would keep burning. Man, is this a dude? There's a picture and he's
ripped.
He is ripped to fucking shreds, man.
I guess he really felt like he should have been a Navy SEAL. Clearly, he shouldn't have been.
Right, and apparently he wasn't. He was he didn't make it, but he hated it. So
I mean, there's a reason he didn't make it, though. He proved it right there.
Can't you like supposedly make napalm out of like orange juice concentrate and like some sort of detergent or something?
I've heard of that.
Right, that was the Fight Club's. There's a line in there.
But, okay.
It's that easy to make napalm.
I'm assuming there's multiple things, but basically it's fire that sticks to you, and not great. Not great.
Hey, speaking of you hating the Army, I remember like when you were first out of there, like you used to wear this shirt that said FTA, and then I think it said like fuck the Army.org. but didn't you say like the Army actually like took down that website or something?
Right. One of my friends had it like an FTA.com or something random like that, and we found out that the internal like monitoring in the Army, they were monitoring that website, and yeah, it was taken down. And it was just like a blog site, or it was like, no, it was a forum site, so people could post comments and whatnot like that.
That's crazy, man. You know, I feel like a lot of people say this, that Hollywood is very intertwined with the military too. I think they like keep an image and stuff like that, you know.
I'm not sure, but they are very like I think they're very kind of left leaning in a lot of those topics that they support, and I think you see that a lot. Yeah.
Was that it for that one?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably actually read something, but oh, what a task!
All right, I think I got a decent one here. So move over, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, because yes, a sex toy company is launching a rocket into space filled with sex toys.
But is it shaped like a penis?
Yeah.
I mean, all rockets are kind of shaped like a penis.
Well, there's that whole thing where Jeff Bezos was.
Yeah, I think it mentions that in this article,
penis.
actually.
Right, like the whole gold member over the top penis launcher, yeah.
The company wants to be the first sex toy brand to deliver space-ready items to people in space. Japanese sex toy brand Tenga, known for its egg male masturbation aids, announced it will launch a rocket into space that will allow it to carry out 3 missions it has planned for space. The first mission will deliver 1,000 messages of love and freedom into space via a modified sex toy. The second will send 2 mascots, Tenga Robo and Egg Dog, into space to be retrieved after falling back to Earth.
Robo Dog? Whose sex toy is it?
Tenga Robo and
Gravity.
Egg Dog. I don't know, it's weird.
Just humping in space forever.
But the third mission, and arguably most important, will see the company send a space Tenga into space in order to retrieve data to help the company develop future space sex toys. Aside from providing great publicity for Tenga, great publicity.
That's all it is, yeah.
The oncoming launch actually highlights some important questions regarding sexual health in space. It comes at a time in which more and more long space missions in which astronauts will have severely reduced human contact are being planned. When posed a question about cosmic coupling in 2011, NASA claimed that to its knowledge, no astronauts have had sex in space. However,
To its knowledge.
Buzz Aldrin and fucking Neil Armstrong. Let's just shut down this comm system for a minute.
One
small boner for man.
One small boner for man. Yep.
One great hump for me.
For 3.5 minutes, comps were down.
Too bad Stanley Kubrick didn't have a video of that.
If anyone could have pulled it off.
However, the more pertinent question might be, how feasible is it to have sex in space? In 2018, John Millis, a physicist at Anderson University in Indiana, stated that sex in space would be a nightmare. Millis cited the fact that it would be difficult for 2 people to remain in contact and not float apart in microgravity.
It doesn't matter. Like, you only have to be, like, together for that, like, 1.2 seconds.
What's more, in microgravity, blood rises to a person's head instead of their genitals, making it hard for both men and women to get aroused in space.
That's just the good orgasm. They don't want you to know about.
Still, with plans for months-long journeys to space, such as the first human mission to Mars in the works, the importance of sexual health, which is intrinsically linked to human health, cannot be ignored by the world space agencies, who have conducted numerous studies on the effects of isolation in space. That's the message Tenga aims to get across with its new rocket mission. On its website, the company says that since its founding on July 7, 2005, Tenga's mission has been to redefine pleasure and sexuality to bring it to the forefront of everyone to enjoy. With this in mind, we're looking towards the skies and taking space as our platform to spread the message. Tenga's mission, which was partially crowdfunded on their website Campfire to the tune of $16,640, will launch aboard a Momo rocket developed by civilian spaceflight firm Interstellar Technologies. In an interview with IFL Science, Tenga President Koichi Matsumoto said sexuality and its needs are always a part of us, and so I want to take our first step into space product development. Someday perhaps we'll be able to create something that the likes of NASA will want to incorporate into their endeavors in space. The launch is expected to take place either in July or August from Hokkaido Spaceport, depending on weather conditions. IST's Momo rocket is designed to launch payloads to Kármán line at an altitude of 62 miles. This isn't the first time this month that discussions about sex and space have gone hand in hand. The shape of Jeff Bezos' founded Blue Origin New Shepard rocket.
The shape of Jeff Bezos' head.
Others have also aimed in the past to address the challenge of sex in space. A Velcro flight suit called Two Suit, for example, was designed by Vanna Bonta in 2006 to help people have sex in microgravity by strapping them together and stopping them from floating apart. Ultimately, Tenga hopes data collected from its launch will allow it to develop a sex toy for space, possibly using a vacuum system to remove lubrication and semen after use. Such a device would be the first masturbation aid made for space, an unusual but still important achievement in our current era of impressive space first. Man, you better be well groomed if you're using that Velcro suit.
Yeah.
It's supposed to Velcro to your pubes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this does seem like more than anything just a publicity stunt. But I mean, it is kind of like the fact that space travel is getting to the point where like a sex company can do something like this is kind of impressive, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all publicity.
It is, but what do you guys think about boning in space? Do you think anyone's done it though? They say no recorded, or no proof of it. But do you think some astronauts have gotten freaky up there?
Well, I mean, I think most submissions have been like mostly men. I mean, more recently there've been like, both. But I would kind of think not.
But those men could be getting freaky.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not unheard of.
I mean, I'm sure that guy who was on like the Russian guy who was on the space station for like forever was probably like, if anything showed up, like he was gonna fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice to see you, Conrad.
I'm going on a spacewalk.
No.
Welcome to space. No one can hear you scream.
Right.
No one can hear you scream because I'm terrible at sex.
Not because you want to scream.
Yeah, that was my nonsensical topic. AJ, will send it to you for your story number 2.
All right. Let's see here. All right, let's go with short and sweet. With 3D printed steaks, a Spanish startup eyes the mass market. So, as demand for plant-based alternatives to meat rises, Barcelona-based startup Nova Meat is using its 3D printing technology to manufacture vegetarian steaks that it hopes will reach the mass market next year. Nova Meat plans to sell its steaks directly to consumers and to businesses such as restaurants interested in producing plant-based meat. Business development manager Alexandra Campos told Reuters on Tuesday. The Spanish company, which developed its technology in 2018, was showing how its latest 3D printer produced food at Barcelona's Mobile World Congress. The company uses 3D technology to test recipes, introducing ingredients through capsules because it's a cheaper process than mass producing, Campos said. That's pretty much it. So 3D printing meat, I mean, I would eat it.
I mean, I've tried like the Beyond Burger or one of those brands, and I did like it, but at the same time, I'm still kind of. It sounds like there's still some questions about eating like a lot of soy or.
Yeah, I've heard that like the stuff they got now, like Beyond Burger and stuff. I heard Joe Rogan talking about it to like some nutritionist or something, and they're like, it's not particularly good for you. I think it has like a lot of salt or something that's not particularly good for you. But like if they could ever like figure out how to make like a plant-based meat substitute that actually tasted like meat and didn't have like some crazy like thing that's not good for you.
Did you try that one when we had it?
I never got to try one.
I don't think it was Beyond Burger. I forget which one it was. It did taste a lot like meat, except it had like a very slight hint of coconut. Did you try it? It seems like I didn't try it alone. I think maybe I bought like a pack of them and cooked them for us.
Yeah, I think I might have tried it.
But it seemed like it wasn't bad. Yeah, just a slightly.
Did it taste texture?
Right, everything was kind of like the same as hamburger, except it had a slight aftertaste of coconut, which I assume just means they used coconut oil or fat in it.
Probably.
So I don't know. I think there's potential there, but I'm not sure if it's there or not.
They got some work to do.
I liked it. It's still more expensive than regular meat, so until it's cheaper, I don't
have
see
to be
it
cheaper.
like really happening.
But I mean, that's just like an economies of scale type thing, isn't it? Like if
I thought the health was there and the taste, I think the taste is close enough. Like if the price was there and the health was there, like I'd be okay with it.
Yeah. Like if it tastes like meat and it's actually healthy, yeah, I'd go for it.
Yeah, I mean, steak in particular, that's kind of hard. It's a big chunk of meat. So I mean, like a burger, you can kind of get away with like having a little off because you got other stuff, ingredients on the plate on the
right.
burger,
If you had some onions and tomatoes, or yeah. But I mean, even like the regular one, I was okay with. I'd eat it, but I don't think health wise is quite there. Maybe and the price. But I did like it.
All right, you guys have any more thoughts on that topic?
Not really.
All right, manifesto round 2.
Okay, and now for something completely different. Who's ready for a 6-card online tarot reading? You have to have a question about the future.
This is how horror movies start.
Okay, do you go first?
Black guy dies first.
All right, how do we do this?
All right, think of your question.
I mean, can it be a pretty vague question, or
Just something like, I don't know, what's my love life hold, or job, future, or something a little bit broad.
Okay, I got like a yes or no question.
All right, well, okay, you're not going to get a yes or no answer, but you can ask.
Oh, okay. Will the Houston Rockets win the championship next year?
All right, shuffle.
I can tell you no right now. But.
Choose 6 cards. All right, I'll let you do that part. Choose 6 cards. Here it comes. Houston Rockets. Don't fuck it up, baby.
Oh, they'll fuck it up.
3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Get the reading. Houston Rockets. How they feel about themselves. The lovers. They want love or new relationship in the offering. Ooh, new relationship. Maybe
like a new coach or new players?
They got a bunch of new players this year.
Or maybe it's time to move on from the Rockets.
Trailblazers.
Maybe you need something a little spicy, or maybe it's maybe that one's gotten a little stale for you.
Could be.
What you want most right now. Right now, you want to have someone around that you can trust and confide in, knowing that they won't let you down. See, that doesn't sound like the Rock. You need someone good, man. Come on.
I'm going to kick him to the curb, guys.
Move. Take him to the curb. Move on. Your fears, justice. There could be agreement or legal affairs that concern you and certainly don't want to lose. You feel quite strongly that you are in the right. Stay calm and level-headed and seek counsel if you need to.
I go to ESPN all the time.
All right, so if you're gonna ditch them, who are you moving towards?
Portland Trailblazers.
Trailblazers. All right. What's going for you? Death. Time of absolute endings and new beginnings.
Oh.
See, it's telling you right here.
Speaking of new
It's
beginnings,
all right
your page
here.
is like refreshed.
And I clicked on something. There we go. What is going against you? The sun. You may experience a few delays on your quest for success and achievement, but don't worry. You'll get there in a blaze of glory. Ooh, blaze.
Rockets.
Blaze of glory.
Or Blazers. Oh, my gosh. Trailblazers.
Yeah, I think it's fate, man. It's Blazers, man. The likely outcome, the star. This is a time of good luck and fortune, perhaps after a period of struggle and heartache. Good health, possibly after a time of illness, and good fortune will give you a new zest for life. If considering a new love affair, new job, career change, or travel, then go for it.
Oh.
You may also receive a gift or gifts.
Oh, maybe I should go with the Trailblazers.
Man, there's a lot of signs pointing.
Yeah.
I think I'm seeing it all the way. Just give it up, tear off that Band-Aid, man. New love.
Man, if I had a girlfriend, this thing would be like telling me to ditch her.
So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of signs.
It did relate, yeah.
So
and it said Blaze. That was wild.
Blaze was directly in there, yeah.
What do you think?
Sure.
You get all those conversations from work about people watching basketball. You're tired of it.
It's all over now, isn't it?
Yeah.
They haven't been talking.
Now it's the draft.
They were talking about that.
Yeah, there's plenty. All year round, there's always something to talk about. There'll be summer league too.
So do you want me to do one of these two?
Oh, I already drafted away from the page.
Oh,
maybe
that's fine.
next round of topics, if you're interested, we can come back.
All right. So, what else do I have here? Okay. So I have an article here. This is 8 weird things that have washed up on beaches. Number 1, Garfield phones. Since the 1980s, a strange phenomenon has plagued the beaches of Brittany, France. Hundreds of telephones in the shape of the famous cartoon cat Garfield have regularly drifted ashore for more...
Okay, you know what this means. They're like had a warehouse full of these, and they're like, if we take these like to a regular dump, we're gonna have to pay money. So let's just dump them in the ocean.
Well, it doesn't say that it was intentional.
Okay.
It says, for the longest time, nobody knew what on earth was going on. Then in 2019, the mystery was finally solved. Journalists discovered a long-forgotten cargo container filled with Garfield phones that had fallen into the sea during a storm in the 1980s. It had managed to lodge itself in a seaside cave and was slowly disgorging its contents back into the waves. So I'm guessing that it wasn't purposeful.
Right, it just fell off.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Number 2, a bag of severed hands.
Ew.
In 2018, a fisherman in some city in Siberia made a gruesome discovery on
I've heard of this one.
a mall island. I think, they had a little problem here. A small island in the Amur River. He saw a human hand sticking out of the snow. It only gets worse from there. After a bit of digging, the man found a total of 54 hands scattered along the riverside, along with the bag that had contained them. Needless to say, the fishermen summoned the authorities to the island with all due haste. But an investigation by the Russian Investigative Committee soon found there was no cause for alarm. According to them, the hands came from a forensic lab where they had been kept for identifying bodies. They had simply been improperly disposed of by dumping them in the river. Like, who would think of that? Like, we need to get rid of these. I'll just throw them in the river. Why not?
Hey, Johan, I need you to get rid of these. Okay.
Number 3.
That's like Swedish.
Yeah, that's not Russian at all.
I'm from Rush.
You just had vodka. You should be Russian.
Well, like he was new. He didn't know the customs.
Number 3, a giant Lego man. In 2014, Japanese beachgoers got to watch a gigantic replica of Lego minifigures of a Lego minifigure slowly drift in from the sea. Man, this article has some grammatical problems. The people were, to put it slightly, confused. Turns out the giant Lego man was the work of Dutch artist going by the name of Ego Leonard. He apparently has a thing for making big plastic Lego sculptures and throwing them into the sea. A similar thing happened in 2012, only that time in California. Florida also got its taste of Leonard's Lego in 2011. Number 4. A dragon skull. You probably wouldn't expect to find dragon bones on a beach, but in 2013, people going to Dorset's Jurassic Coast for a morning walk found a 40-foot-long dragon skull sitting on the sand. The Jurassic Coast is known for being a good place to spot dinosaur fossils, but where the heck did the dragon skull come from? Well, it didn't actually drift in from the sea. The skull was placed at the spot overnight as an ad stunt for the then ongoing Game of Thrones TV show. Number 5, a dinosaur femur. Speaking of dinosaur bones, in 2012, a dinosaur bone suddenly showed up on a beach in Washington state. The 80-million-year-old femur had been sitting on the bottom of the sea for quite a while until waves dislodged it. According to scientists, the bone once belonged to a theropod, large bipedal carnivorous dinosaurs like the T-Rex. The researchers say that the bone is the first evidence that dinosaurs once inhabited today's Washington.
Okay. Washington, Oregon, not a lot of dinosaur fossils.
Not a lot of them?
Right. Well, the coastline used to run through Montana, so that's why the eastern side of Montana you have a lot of dinosaur bones, and then like west of that you don't really see anything.
Okay.
Yeah, dinosaurs didn't live like towards the center of the land masses, right? They lived like towards the coast.
Probably all over the landmass, but the coast was right through the middle of Montana.
Number 6, World War II love letters. After Hurricane Sandy wrecked the U.S. East Coast in 2012, a woman found a pile of letters that had washed up on a beach near Jersey Shore. She picked the letters and took them home, probably out of curiosity. Reading the letter, the woman realized they were love letters from World War II written by Dorothy Fallon and Lynn Farnham. The letter dated between 1942 and 1947 when Farnham served in the military. After a bit of digging, the woman discovered that Fallon, now 91, was still alive and living in a nursing home in New Jersey.
Okay, cool.
How the letters got into the sea, nobody knows, but at least they went back to their rightful owner in the end. Number 7, rubber ducks. Like the Garfield phone in France, there are rubber ducks that sank into the sea in a cargo container in 1992. The ducks are now gradually popping up on the surface and drifting all over the world with ocean currents. The fascinating thing about them is that they have helped marine scientists develop a better understanding of how the seas work. Since we know where the container sank, it's easy to calculate the route they took based on where and when they appear. Currently, it's estimated that more than 200 rubber ducks are still floating in North Pacific Gyre. The ducks have showed up everywhere from Alaska to Hawaii to South America, Australia, and Oregon. And number 8, drugs.
It's not weird.
It's really nothing weird for drugs to show up on beaches. Smugglers often use boats to transport illicit narcotics, and sometimes those boats sink or the smugglers dump their cargo when the Coast Guard shows up. In May 2015, cops in Galveston, Texas found a 66-pound stash of cocaine on a local beach, worth $3.5 million. That wasn't at all strange in itself, but it was the sixth drug shipment found on the beach within 1 week. Nobody knows where the drugs came from. Then again, if we did, someone would have probably already been arrested. So that's it.
A pretty good shipment, yeah.
Yeah, I think we had the conversation, like, if you found, like, a bunch of drugs, would you try to get money out of them or turn it over to the cops or just leave? And, like,
even the cops don't always turn it over to the cops. They're like, okay,
yeah.
this is a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you're a dirty cop.
Substantial incentive.
But yeah, I'd be...
Or you could just be like, this cocaine's gonna last me a while.
Oh, yeah. I'm skiing the slopes for a while. Riding the rails. All right, AJ, your story.
All right. You guys down for another trivia? This time 90s cartoons?
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think you're going to get whooped even worse, probably.
Probably, man. That 8-2? Yeah. Awful, man.
All right. Which of the following is not the name of one of Scrooge McDuck's nephews in DuckTales? Huey, Dewey, Spewy, or
Spewy.
Louie?
I think I got first because I said the real 3.
Oh, so you guessed Spewy, basically?
Spewy.
Okay.
I mean, but I said Spewy first.
I think we said Spewy at the same time.
You just said the anti, but okay, let's just not count that.
Yeah. Well, just give me one.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
What,
I see it.
What is the name of Rocco's faithful dog in Rocco's Modern Life? Punky, Dunky, Spunky, or Bunky? Spunky.
Ooh, 2-0. You better step it up,
That
pal.
first one has an asterisk next to it.
What is the name of Freakazoid's alter ego? Adam Ant, Michael Myers, Dexter Douglas, or
Dexter Douglas.
Okay. What's weird about this is it doesn't tell you the answer right away, so I got to kind of keep track. So, the first 2 went to Lester, the last one to Zach. Okay, 3. Just remember, Lester, Zach. Or I'll make a list here.
This is getting intricate.
I know. They should do a better job of, like, making these. But oh well. Alright, so... Okay, Lester said Spunky. Okay, what is... Oh, you got Dexter Douglas. Okay. Oh, you guys have guessed the third option every time. In Rugrats, where do most of the babies' adventures take place? Tommy's house? Maxwell's house? Okay.
Man, I never watched Rugrats. I was
He was like the
I
main
watched
character,
it
right?
so
So
much.
I'm assuming that's...
Yeah. Who is Daria Morgendorffer's best friend in Daria? Claire Pear, Jane Lane,
Jane Lane.
Ann Pan, or Barabacus abacus. Jane Lane.
Pretty sure it was Jane something.
Man, you're crushing me on this.
Yeah.
I never.
Which of the following is not the name of a street shark?
Ooh.
Jab, Streaks, Portillo, or Big Slamoo?
Same again.
Jab, Streaks, Portillo.
I'm gonna go
Big
with.
Slamoo.
I'm gonna go with Portillo.
Okay.
I'll try the second one. I don't know.
Was Portillo right?
We'll see.
Oh, you got
He
it.
doesn't know till the end.
Mm-hmm. And you went with Streaks, Zach?
I said
Whatever was
I
second
said
one.
Portillo.
Oh, you said Portillo. Okay, Lester, you went with Streaks?
Yeah.
Okay. In Animaniacs, what are the three Warner siblings called?
Yakko,
Yeah.
Warner, and Dot.
Yeah, that's right. I know that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're turning it around here.
Okay. In the Wild Thornberrys, what is the name of their pet chimpanzee who Eliza communicates with? Einstein, Darwin, Newton, or Bubbles?
Darwin.
Yeah, I think it's Darwin too.
He already won that.
In Hey Arnold, what's the name of the boarding house where Arnold lives with his grandparents? Pacific Heights, Sunset Arms, Dry Fart Apartments, or Motel California?
Sunset Arms. I have no idea.
Okay.
I'll say the first one, Pacific, whatever.
Which of the following is not the name of one of the skateboarding friends in Rocket Power? Never seen this.
Oh my god.
Oswald Otto Rocket, Maurice Twister Rodriguez, Christian Platinum Jagard, or Sam Squid Dullard?
Christian Platinum or whatever.
I'll take the fourth one.
Hey, you guys are going to make this hard for me. Okay. On number 11 now. Which legendary comedic actress plays teacher and bus driver Miss Frizzle in The Magic School Bus? Lily Tomlin, Tina Fey, Lucille Ball, or Betty White?
Lily
Damn, I was
Tomlin.
gonna do Lily Tomlin.
Yeah, it's definitely Lily Tomlin. Okay. Where does Dexter hide his secret laboratory? Under his bed, in the attic, behind a bookcase, or up his nose?
In his closet? Was that an option?
I thought it was in
No
his
closet.
basement.
Under his bed, in the attic, behind a bookcase.
Maybe it's
or
under
up
his
nose?
bed.
Behind the bookcase?
Okay, I'll take bed. You'll take bookcase.
God, I should know that one. I just always thought it was in his basement or something.
Well, like it leads to a tunnel under his house.
Where does Doug's family move to when his dad gets a promotion at work? Huffington, Ruffington, Bluffington, or are you tough enoughington?
Bluffington.
Yeah, I think it's Bluffington also.
I'll say Ruffington because I never watched friggin' Doug.
Yeah, I never watched Doug.
Most milquetoast cartoon ever.
Yeah, it was pretty milquetoast. All right. Number 14. What is the name of the sidekick who idolizes Johnny Bravo despite his terrible behavior? Mike Primbopitule,
Jesus.
Carl Kriniziewicz,
I'm going to go with Carl.
Damn it, I was going to go. Name the other ones, though.
Houses Peckensniff,
Oh, my God.
and Gavin Fairness. You could have phoned ahead.
Peck and
Peck and sniff.
Peck and sniff. I hope that's not right.
All right. What sort of dog is Ren in Ren and Stimpy?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua,
That's
Pomeranian, Whippet, Yorkshire Terrier. Okay.
Yeah, it is Chihuahua. Well, he definitely won this one, but this was like the shittiest cartoons, man. I mean, actually, some of them are okay, but like a lot of them were just like Nicktoons and stuff that I never watched. We were actually talking about Doug the other day and just like how we never watched it because it looked like
It just seemed boring.
it's just like this boring white kid with like named Doug. There's nothing exciting on the surface of Doug.
Oh man, I mean,
Does
I
it
don't
not
see
have
a
the answers?
submit button anywhere.
Oh, I win. I will never know.
At the
Is
get
it
to the end,
just,
and it's
just a clickbait? No answers?
oh,
What? There's got to be something. Keep going down. Sometimes they make you look at a bunch of bullshit first.
I guess we'll never know who won this one.
Pretty sure Lester won, though.
Nah, we'll never know.
Just for the nerds out there, just look up all the answers in the comments.
Don't go to Beano.com because they don't give you the answers.
Be no answers.
That's good, yeah. That was fast.
That was a road to nowhere. All right. You want to do...
So, tarot or something else?
We'll do... Yeah, let's go out on a tarot reading.
All right, what you got?
Will the podcast become successful enough to where we can make a living off of it?
All right, just click, choose 6 cards. This will tell you everything you need to know. 2, 3. 6. Will the podcast make it in the future?
Hope we don't get the same answer I got.
How you feel about yourself, Wheel of Fortune. Perhaps you feel due for a bit of good luck, or indeed are experiencing some at the moment.
I wouldn't say, especially with like the medical shit I just went through, I wouldn't say good luck.
But after a year of podcasting, maybe we're feeling a bit due.
Oh, we're due. We're due
for something. What you want most right now, strength. The card suggests what you want most at this time is to find the strength and willpower to see you through and achieve what you want. So, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'm like, a year, maybe we got to up this up a notch.
Yeah.
Strength and willpower. Your fears, the magician. If there's a new man in your life, tell us now.
I don't believe so.
You're probably asking yourself if he can be trusted, or perhaps this man is of influence in your life. A boss or advisor, take care in whom you place your trust.
Oh, don't trust people.
Well, I mean, I've had this job for like 4 months now, and I have a supervisor. He seems trustworthy.
If you are feeling disappointed that your desires are unfulfilled at this time, you're wondering if they ever will be. Don't worry. They won't last. Possibly promising.
Wait, they won't? Oh, your fears won't last?
Right, your disappointment at the...
I mean, I guess that's vague enough. Yeah, we're disappointed that the podcast isn't doing better.
What's going for you? Ooh, the lovers. New lovers and commitments will enter your life, even if there's no one on the horizon. Be prepared for a surprise.
Oh, I'm prepared.
Interesting. Throw caution to the wind and expect joyous and happy times ahead.
Maybe we should all join a dating website.
Ah, an experiment. An episode. Adventures in dating.
What's the best free dating?
Tinder, I think Tinder.
But isn't Tinder like just more for hookups than dates? It doesn't have that reputation.
It has a reputation of being a hookup app, but a lot of people use it for dating, like just to meet the first time. And
but what if you're not? What's the best website for people who are not good looking?
There is that one called Bumble, which their gimmick is supposed to be like the woman has to make the first move.
Bumble. Whew. Isn't it better to make the first move? To have a little bit of a little bit of something. The guys try a dating website for 30 days. What do you think?
I don't know.
It'll not go well, but
It'd be a different episode, but you'd have to be willing to like film yourself a little bit and talk about what's going on.
I mean, I don't think
Zach
we would
have to splice it all together.
We certainly
into
wouldn't.
Something that didn't suck.
We certainly wouldn't film dates.
What if we did though?
No.
Be on TV.
Right, they have to just sign a disclaimer. Just so
I don't think people have
you're
to sign-
dating someone who's on a podcast. You're gonna be on TV, but no one.
I don't think you have to sign a disclaimer to be on a random podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. All right, we'll think about it. We do need. I do think we need some kind of challenge, something interesting, like some kind of like themed show. Like we're talking about changing things up. Something to consider. What's going against you? The moon. You are frozen with fear, lacking nerve, and confused as to what it is you actually want. Ooh.
I don't think that's true. We want the podcast to be successful, right?
But what does it take?
And why, like...
Are you afraid of what it's actually going to take?
Why are, like, planetary bodies the things that are... Because the sun was against him, right? And, like, the moon's against us.
Don't trust the stars and moon. The likely outcome. The sun. The sun is shining on you. See, the sun is with you now.
Oh, the sun's with us.
Yeah, the sun's with you. The sun is shining on you. It's your time for success, joy, and happiness. You feel confident and full of vitality. Okay?
Well,
I don't know if that one's true.
It sounds like things will go well.
I'm starting to think these tarot readings are just total bullshit.
it is summertime. I don't know. The sun is out.
We've got the Trailblazers. We've got the sun is out. Things will turn around. But maybe we need to tackle some new challenges. Okay, moving on.
I mean, we're at over an hour.
Praise be to Jeebus. I'm sweating like a prostitute.
It is warm in our podcast room today. So yeah, let's get on out of here. So man, anybody that listened this far, we thank you very much.
What are you talking? It was a good episode.
Okay.
Well, I thought it was good.
I feel like they're going to be mad at us for the trivia with no answers.
Well, your guess is as good as ours. Nobody loses.
We'll just assume I won. But yeah, anyway, we do thank you a lot. If you will, please give us a like, subscribe on the YouTube videos, comment down below. Yeah, like a few weeks ago, like somebody commented on that video where we like talked about that woman that had 10 kids, and he was just like, "Yeesh, this was a tough listen." But he didn't say like if it was us or if it was just like the content wise. So that guy, if you're listening, please tell us what exactly you hated. And why not, just for the fun of it, follow us on Twitter. Guys, where can people find you?
I am at a name for this too, and that's number 2.
At unsolicited SUG.
And you can find me at Zach Jones Live. That's ZachJonesLive. And that is going to do it for all of our poppycocks and shenanigans this week. Please, please, please tune in again next week. Bye, guys.
Take care.
Have a good one.